our Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville, A Day of Love. And all of this is the brainchild of April Connor, RSCP, an administrator for our center. And this beautiful campus is located in Western North Carolina, as you can tell. We've got all kinds of special events going on here, Wednesday nights, Friday nights, Sunday during the day. And including the Sunday celebration at 11 a.m., classes, discussion groups, and workshops. You can check out our website at cslasheville.org for a listing of events and to find out how you, too, can rent this amazing space. We have a couple of different spaces that you can rent and to just do your thing. So this is a very special day. This is a day of love, and I believe it is worldwide or nationwide? Global. It is global, and we are part of the global community, so here we are. So I want to welcome you. Oh, I didn't introduce myself, did I? I am Chaplain Judith Loniak. I am a licensed practitioner here at Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm also the president of your board of trustees. And this little greeter here running around is my dog, Dixie. And as long as everybody's comfortable, I'm just going to leave her off leash. If you're not comfortable, I will try and get a little together about that and get her and rein her in, so to speak. So I want to welcome you and thank you for coming. This is going to be an awesome day, and thank you, April, for creating this event. And let's go.
Oh, wow, I'm loud. So I'm April Connor. Thank you for being here, both in the room and on live stream, wherever you are, and even if you're watching this recording later. Thank you. So today is going to involve a lot of conversation, a lot of connection. This is about connection and conversation about love. And so I'd like for people to move forward and be in groups so you can actually have a conversation. But your comfort is paramount to this being a day of love. So at any point, if you feel uncomfortable during the conversations, or you're just not comfortable with conversations about at all, then feel free to move to a seat that is more comfortable for you, or stay where you are, or just say, I don't care to share. So no matter who's participating and how, online, watching the recording, in the room, I strongly recommend that we have, well, I don't have, but you received notebooks out in the foyer, and those are to help solidify some of these ideas and thoughts. So the idea is that when you write down, when you have conversations, it shifts something in your brain. It helps solidify things. It actually boosts memory and helps support you in self-awareness. So I would like to invite Tim Ham, an amazing singer-songwriter, and one of the first things I thought about when I was planning this. So.
Okay. Yeah, you got a second there. Check. Okay. It's going to take me a minute to set up because I'm moving, because that's just too far away. I love you guys too much for that. So if you feel comfortable moving forward, this is a great time to do it because we're all going to be clapping and singing together.
And dancing.
Again, comfort, wonderful. It's great. So, yeah, I'll be right back. I'll move these out of the way when I'm done. That's heavy, though. No such thing. There we go. Perfect. All right, I've got a little song here called Love Revolution. And I was just telling Jeff here, I wrote this song during the lead up to the 2016 election. At that point, I was fairly focused on politics in my life because I was afraid of what was happening. I didn't like it, and I thought, I need to write. Well, I don't know. I didn't actually think that. This song just came out of me. But I just want to say that since that time, some things have happened for me that have changed this song for me a bit. When I sing now, we need a love revolution, I'm just asking for what already is. And for me, it is the awareness of this love that has allowed me to be at peace with whatever this stuff is that's going on. Whether I like it, don't understand it, think I understand it, and really don't understand it, none of that matters. As the little card says, all I have to do is witness without fixing. Right? That's the real me. This fixing consciousness, that ain't me at all. That's just my conditioning. So, for me, the benefit of this is just I can relax. I can just relax. Is there anything that comes into this world that is not sourced from spirit? Is that even possible? Well, if it's not possible, what is it we're against? For me, I was against myself, right? So that's loving myself is like the key that lets me deal with everything that's going on, whether I think it's inside, which is definitely not where it is, or whether I think it's outside. It's not there either. Whatever's going on, it's okay. So, but let's celebrate here. Let's celebrate love. So here's what we need to do. You're going to be my rhythm section. You're in the band right now. You're going to be my rhythm section, and you're going to be my backup singers. So when I sing, we need a love revolution, you sing love revolution. Let's try it. We need a love revolution. Oh man, that's amazing. I'm going to have to record you guys sometime. And we do that twice during the chorus. Okay, here's the other part. I need you to put your hands together. If you can, and you're willing to stand up for this love, stand up with me. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it up. I need you. You can see it on the TV. Go online or listen to the radio. All the voices of hatred and fear, images of violence everywhere I go. politicians want to build their walls. They prey on anger and despair. Now I don't claim to have all the answers, but I know we have more than enough to share. And I'm not the only one. Can you feel the change? Here it comes. We need a love revolution. Let's put it all on the line. We need a love revolution. It's time for a love revolution. Why do we persist in competition? Always hustling for more and more. Whenever we surrender to the fiction of division, we wind up in endless war. Endless war. And who will speak for the outcasts, the refugees, the prisoners, and the pawns? Can't you see that all of us are bound together, and we need to build a world that works for everyone? People, are you with me? Will you make a change? We need a love revolution. Let's put it all on the line. We need a love revolution. It's time. Even Mother Earth is in trouble, and we live like we don't know. Every day it's getting hotter and hotter. When the water rises, where will we go? Where will we go? If we stand together, we can be the change. We need a love revolution. Let's put it all on the line. We need a love revolution. It's time for a love revolution. 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 All right, you did it. You did it.
We come here in the name of love. We come here to be present to love, to open our hearts to love, to look into the eyes of love. We come here to know ourselves as love. We have come here to love ourselves, to love each other, to love the life that we live and all around us. We have come here to love. So, some of you are sitting with people you already know. Some of you are not. And I would encourage you to introduce yourselves, because there's going to be a lot of conversation, and you should at least know each other's first names. So take a moment.
Hi, darling.
Right, Archie. I forget.
So I'm going to step away and let Reverend Chris talk about some guidelines. Excellent. There are extra guidelines if anybody needs one. This one, honey. Me off.
All right. Uh-oh, we've set them free. I think everyone in the room knows everyone in the room now. All right, y'all. So I'm going to invite everyone to find your spots again. Just for a moment, there will be more discussion upcoming. My name is Reverend Chris Alexander, and I have the pleasure of being April's friend, which is how I'm here. So I helped with the logo, yes. And I made the very cool banner, which I am actually very proud of. So everybody in the room, you probably got, and if you didn't, raise your hand and we can hand them out, a page that has agreements on it. And the thing about conversations that could potentially be challenging. We're not calling that in, but sometimes when we begin to talk about the things that don't look like love, it can get, there can be feelings. Feelings are natural. And so it's really nice to have agreements that we can all fall back on and know what to expect and know where our boundaries are and kind of come together in love and mutual agreement. So I'm going to go over these very quickly. And if you have anything that I left out or that you're confused about, just shout it out to me and we'll get there. So the first one is witness without fixing. I would say this might be the hardest one for those of us who live primarily here in the United States because we love to solve a good problem. And when somebody begins talking, especially if they begin talking about something that's maybe challenging for them, the first thing we want to do is find a solution and tell them because obviously we have the solutions. I am very good at fixing other people's lives. And so you are invited today not to do that and to simply listen and just let people say whatever they say and just truly witness it and hear it and honor it and see what is behind it and just fully be present with that person's experience. The next one is kind of the other side of that. So use I statements to speak from your own experience. This is something I think we've been taught since about 4th grade, and yet it remains hard at times, right? Because when we use I statements, that means that we really have to own what we're saying. And if we're saying something challenging, we want to generalize it. Well, when you're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off, it's really hard for you to not yell at them. Maybe that's hard for the other person, but it sounds like it's hard for me. So, when I'm driving down the road, it's very hard for me, right? And then you have to own it. And it's a little more uncomfortable and a lot more powerful. So you're invited to use I statements today and not assume, which is coming up. The next one is to be curious. Curiosity is our number one superpower, I firmly believe, because curiosity is the open door that allows us to get to know everything or not get to know it, get to know things and not need to know everything, because the reality is that we don't. And I don't, even if you're sitting next to your best friend, your partner, your sibling, even then, there are things about that person that you don't know. And so you are invited today to be so curious, to not make any assumptions about the person that is speaking, and to just listen with a clear slate, seeing them as the divine human being that they are. Use your love eyes, if you will. The next one is to speak directly and kindly with people rather than about them. And I'm going to add also rather than at them, right? So we are having conversations. We are not giving dissertations or lectures, which I'm also very good at both of those. As my spouse is agreeing with over there. And so what might happen is somebody may say something that is activating to you, that feels uncomfortable, or maybe it makes you go, I don't know about that. And so rather than running off and going, did you hear what Ryan said about Chris? They said she likes to give lectures. Instead, going to the person, going to Ryan and being like, when you said that, that hit me the wrong way. And what we use at my job, which I love my job and I love this, is ouch, oops, and oh. So if somebody does something that kind of just hits wrong, you say, ouch, oh, hold on, can we just talk about this for a second? And then the other person can say, oops, that was not the intention of what just happened, but obviously something's going on. And then the oh is us discussing it to find the mutual ground. Which leads me to practice compassion and forgiveness for yourself and others. This one feels kind of simple in it doesn't need a lot of explanation, but it can be really challenging to actually do, especially the with yourself part. I would imagine that the majority of us are very good at giving other folks a lot of grace and maybe not as good at giving ourselves grace. And so the thing about difficult or challenging conversations or hard topics or thought-provoking things or feelings, just in general, because feelings are challenging, is that we're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna be messy. We're gonna mess up together. And so rather than shooting for perfection, which we're not gonna hit, the goal is to just practice together and to just give ourselves the love and compassion and grace that we would give our nearest, dearest, most beloved human that we give all the grace in the world to. Make that yourself today. It's a practice, not a perfect. That's what a minister friend of mine says. And then consider if your experience or your perspective is coming from a place of love or fear. And so really, if you feel that activation point or if somebody says something, notice maybe they said something that they didn't recognize what the impact of that might be, or maybe it's inside of you that is activating something that's unhealed or a little squidgy. And either way, the invitation is to get curious, ask more questions, and then just ask yourself why. I think why is my favorite question because it can help me get underneath and find the heart of things. And then finally, practice moment-to-moment consent. So you have full freedom at any moment to say, you know what, I don't want to answer that question, or you know what, I don't really want to talk about this anymore, or I just need to take a moment and step outside, or can we pause and do some, like a couple of breaths, or, whatever it may be, to check in with yourself and ask yourself, am I fully consenting to what's happening? And the invitation is, if not, what do you need in this moment? And to take that or receive that for yourself, obviously, with the other person's consent as well. Boundaries are much easier to see in ourselves than they are to uphold for other people, right? And they're just hard across the board. So, moment-to-moment consent, and with that is ask for what you need and do what you need to make yourself feel comfortable and to learn and grow. There you go.
So I have more than a few. Actually, I've had to delete a couple of questions to prompt conversations. And initially, I want you to talk amongst yourselves. I want you to have the conversation together and really feel what the question means to you. And share with the people that you're in conversation pods with. And again, I remind you to take care of yourself. So, the first question is, why love? Why now? Why did you come to this event? Oops. Look, I have slides. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Why did you come to this event today? And why is choosing love a personal decision for you? Discuss. Oh, however it works, right?
Is there a group size that
No, actually, this looks, this works. Yeah.
All right, while y'all are rearranging, I will say I came to this event today because I love people.
Why I came.
And I think that I have been very impressed at her. She had this vision, and it's very clear, and she has manifested it, and it's been really lovely to witness and get to be a part of it. I love getting asked. And choosing love is a personal decision for me. It just seems like because I think the world could always use a little more love.
Off between on this, so when you make just comments to them, it's not over.
Yeah, thank you.
Actual choice. And I don't actually know that it was ever automatic, but I think we maybe could pretend that it was at one point more than we can right now. So those, there you go. I have one shot.
Let's wrap it up, folks, and come back.
Look like, I believe, the person sitting becomes a little more like more difficult. It was in my energy action is required for true love to be.
Yes.
I mean, they're both important. It is important to sit and meditate on love, and then also. So what do we choose to put in our feelings?
So I feel like y'all are moving on to, and a couple of you are already moving on to the next set of questions. So let's come back. Anybody would like to share in the room what came up for you?
Oh,
That's Ryan's job. Okay. Well, let's go on to the next set of questions then. So we are all in this together. And we all act, because we're human, out of hurt and anger and fear from time to time. So the next set of questions is, how do you recognize when you're essentially putting someone else outside of your heart? And the next one is even more, how do you recognize when you're putting yourself outside of your own heart? And then how do you practice compassion and forgiveness, first for yourself and then for others? Discuss.
I find that it instigates anger within me. The first two questions.
We already started going down that road a little bit. You got something to share?
Yeah, it causes me trepidation, it causes me
So really just trying to remember that and practicing boundaries, because, love does not mean that we're or give money every time somebody asks for it, or people please, really, and I think prioritizing ourselves in that arena.
So let's wrap it up.
Just like the universe, macrocosm, microcosm. So when you take in these lessons, you realize there's a dualistic version of you. So everything that is a contrast, you understand the natural cycle of evolution. You understand that person that's triggering actually is a you that's trying to get you to see something to step up against. So when you take these people that you say are triggering, these people that are bringing this negative to your awareness, that's a chance where you can look at something. If I was to give some advice, it would be to work on yourself transforming an expectation into a preference. I prefer this person to that, but I'm not going to expect them to. And if you can train your mind to look at expectation, turn into preference, it makes it a lot easier on you when you just keep doing it. I wish you did that, but then you just create these boundaries that are safe for you without triggering that.
Something that Mary said.
You just see that constant separation, realize there's no
How else
network.
will it be? Whatever
You just focus on being your best self, and then once you evolve from that triggered lesson, step to the next step, and that low vibration doesn't affect your higher vibration.
somebody else says something.
So we still have a lot more to cover, so I would like to invite Tim to come back and play another song for us.
Sorry about that. Thanks. So, we're going to be doing a practice called metta after this song, right? Which is a ancient Indian word for loving kindness or friendliness. And basically it's a Buddhist prayer / meditation practice where you offer loving kindness to yourself and then outward towards others. From my experience, loving myself was the key to unlocking love for everything. It's almost as if, and I won't say this is universally true, but I think in our culture, we're so separate. I mean, we have this conditioning to be so separate and to have to prove ourselves and to have this success or whatever. It's sort of insane, but that's kind of the world we live in. That if we get the gift of having that dissolve just a bit, we get to love ourselves, and that just opens up everything. We were having this very intense conversation. Thank you for having this. Where if we're, it's a very puzzling thing, because what if you're the victim? What if you are being attacked? How do you love? How do you forgive in the face of that? And I don't think there's an answer that I can put into words. But this practice, I think, maybe holds the key for that. So you can start your meditation now while I'm playing. And hold yourself in your heart. We were all little children at one time, and we still have that aspect in us. Nobody ever wanted to grow up and hate. We just wanted love. And we have that love within us. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I have courage, determination, and understanding for all I meet. May I be well. You can sing along too if you want to. It's really pretty easy. May you be well. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you have courage, determination, and understanding for all you meet. May you be well. And teachers and my whole family, may they always meet with success and overcome their difficulties. May they be well. May they be happy. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they have courage, determination, and understanding for all they meet. May they be well. Especially my enemies. May we all be healthy and strong, and may we live in harmony. and understanding for all we meet. May we be well. May we be well.
That was a perfect segue to the meditation. So please get comfortable. Close your eyes if that is comfortable. This is slightly different than a regular metta meditation. This is a heart-centered loving kindness meditation. So please take your hand or your fingertips and place it on your heart. Feel your heart activate, maybe even tingle. Almost immediately you feel a little calmer and more at peace. I love the smiles in the room. Take a couple of deep breaths here. As you breathe in, say, "Love, I am." And as you breathe out, "Love, we are." Love, I am. Love, we are. Love, I am. Love, we are. Call in boundless compassion for life and living. And breathe. Invite into your heart innate harmony that is peace and calm. And breathe. Bring in healing presence that is health and wholeness. And breathe. Welcome in unconditional love. Not personal love, but an expansive, all-encompassing love. And breathe. Now swimming in this glorious good. Imagine feeling love for yourself. Take a moment and thank yourself for all that you are. Let yourself know you are exactly right where you need to be. And you are just right as you are right now. Say to yourself, "May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be happy and safe. May I be healthy in mind and body. May I give and receive love today. May my heart know peace. Take a moment to bask in this peace and love. Now bring to mind someone who means a lot to you, someone with whom you can truly be yourself, who appreciates you for just who you are. Feel the goodness of this heart connection. Feel the mutual gratitude. Repeat the following silently to your loved one. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be happy and safe. May you be healthy in mind and in body. May you give and receive love today. May your heart know peace. Revel in this connection and joy. Remembering the connection you have to all of life. Imagine someone you don't particularly care for. Maybe someone you have intense dislike or hate for. Maybe you think this person is unworthy of your kind thoughts. As you think of them, try to let go of the dislike and hate. Perhaps think of them as a small child. Repeat the following silently to this person. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be happy and safe. May you be healthy in mind and in body. May you give and receive love today. May your heart know peace. Recognize if there's any shift in the way you feel about this person, even if it's slight. Finally, include as many people, animals, creatures as you can in your heart space. Include any countries, systems, companies, and politics that you care to, without trying to envision them separately. Simply be aware of the presence of these beings and systems who share our planet, and send them your wishes with a sincere heart. Repeat the following silently to all who share our planet. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be happy and safe. May you be healthy in mind and in body. May you give and receive love today. May your heart know peace. Feel this tangible thread of connection with all of life. Now come back to your heart center. Feel how open and loving your heart feels. Take some deep breaths here. Breathe love into your heart. As you breathe out, continue to share the love. Breathe in the peace of love. Breathe out peace to all of life. Allow your breath to bring your presence back to this room. Feel your feet. Wiggle your fingers. Move your shoulders. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Would anybody like to share their experience of the meditation? Ryan's very comfortable.
Is this on?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't help it when you said open up to other political institutions and things like that. My headspace went to Vladimir Putin, and I was finding it tough to go. In my headspace, I was going to Vladimir Putin, and I was thinking, okay, I was trying to imagine myself saying to Vladimir Putin, may you feel love, may you feel, and instead I'm thinking, may you rot in hell, and it was, how do you make that transition, from somebody that it seems so difficult to love, I mean, there's a lot of love in the world, there's a lot of love to give, but that's, and then I stopped thinking about it and started thinking about things that were easier to imagine love, but that was a tough one for me.
Thank you, Ryan. Anybody else have an answer to that? Let's do Chris first and then.
Jeff, it's really funny that you said that because I was in my head having a similar experience, and then it kind of dawned on me that the more that these people in positions of power that are doing harm in the world, the more they feel love, the less harm they'll do. And so the way that I got there was, may you feel love, may you be at peace, may you be healthy, so that everyone underneath you can as well. And so I had to kind of, you're just the conduit for the love and peace to all of the people that I feel do deserve it, and that made it easier for me to get there. So it's interesting. We were having very similar experiences together.
When I first started doing the meta practice, I had trouble with my ex-wife. Similar kind of trouble. And I just have to tell you, Jeff, that the way is through. This is a practice. This is a practice that it just takes time. And hatred is a habit. It's not you. It's a conditioned response that we have. And we are so deep in that water of conditioned hatred that we can't even tell we're in it until you try to do something like this. So I would just say, if you want to let go of that, practice this meta meditation. And the way you did it is perfect. I mean, it is, I've had many times where, even in a Buddhist temple, that it was practiced in a similar way.
Okay.
And one of the easiest ways is, if you're having trouble with yourself, look at yourself as a young child. If you're having trouble with Putin, try to envision him as a young child before all this happened, and how desperately unhappy he must be, how miserable to be putting out these kind of things into the world. And over time, it lessens. The hatred lessens, and you feel the love arising naturally. So that's my answer.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Ryan. Dixie wants to be petted.
I'll take care of that.
All right, I loved that meditation, by the way.
Thank you.
That was great. I love what people are saying. How I take it is, again, to the perception is reality, and truth is only something you've experienced firsthand. So when I personally get into these feelings about politics or feelings about other people, I remember that perception is reality, and everybody grew up with a different set of teachers. To expect the same class taught in every house is ignorance on yourself, right? So I look at myself as that. When I start thinking, I'm thinking, your firsthand experience is your only truth. So when I see somebody like a political figure or somebody that I don't agree with, do I know them? Or am I just taking somebody else's opinion or presented perception of that? So I try to reel it in to keep my world as small as my own experiences, and those are my absolute truth. Everything else is an opinion worded at form. So get to the root of that and usually find my answer. But in the meditation, I found the most exciting part of that was when you breathe in, I am love. Because what that is representing is you found the inward you, which is the true self.
Yeah.
And we are love is what you're expressing outwardly into the world. To me, love isn't something you're going to find out here in another person. Love's something you find within yourself, and you express that outwardly for other people to enjoy or take upon themselves to be influenced. So there's my take.
Thank you. So, anybody else have other experiences within the meditation they'd like to share?
Well, for me, it was very personal because it took me back to my experiences with my own stepfather for the last 45, 50 years, and especially the last 2 years. And I had to go in and love myself in order to be able to learn to love him. Mm-hmm. And as I focused on that and I recognized the power in that, because it shifted everything, I recognized the power in shifting the whole world when we love ourselves enough to let go of our judgments about family members, friends, and political people here or there. And so it all comes back to us loving ourselves.
Absolutely.
So I forgave myself, and then I forgave another who was in my field recently. I didn't go very far back to others in my past. So, and then I kind of moved on and had a out-of-body experience where I just was floating. I lost complete sense of myself, but I heard every word you were saying, but this was part of the background.
Hold this. There you go.
Well, it's got this strange echo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good out-of-body experience for me after I worked through my forgiveness, and that didn't take long. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I've been doing different kind of meditation every morning for I don't know how many months. And I've also been doing work on layers of letting go of my past for decades. And so during the metta today, I did my father, which he's had layers and layers and layers. And then I did all pedophiles, which was a lot easier after a whole ton of healing. Mm-hmm. But this was the first time I ever did it to the gang rapists that I had when I was 4. Mm-hmm. All of them. So, let go of another chunk.
Check.
Yeah, and if they're feeling love and they're feeling health and they're feeling their divine connection, they're not doing that behavior.
Absolutely. So this meditation, this is the groundwork of how we become love in the world. I have all kinds of things written over here. And how do we take this forward? How do we make a day of love just a moment in every day? How do we take a day of love and make it every day, individually and collectively? And how do we support each other going forward? And I'm not just talking about the people in this room. I'm not talking about the people that's watching online, because they're already involved, right? Anybody watching this has already invested in some way and layer. So how do we do this? How do we move forward, making love our intention?
Yeah, so I think if we practice self-love every day, and have that as like an intention of like number one intention, just practicing self-love and spreading that love and positivity. That's our primary focus. I feel like what we focus on expands. And we really like feel into that love too. Really feel into our heart space and be that love. I think that's how we can do that, just keep that focus.
Yeah. Thank you, Wendell.
Question.
Hold on just a second.
If everybody would speak up more, the reason it's speaking back is because I have to have the slider all the way at the top to register you. So if you could speak up a little bit and have the mic closer to your mouth, that would be
Good?
There you go. Thank you.
All right. For me, I think it started off very small. I wanted to find the things that were the things that made my soul sing, I'll say. Maybe songs that I listened to that come on the radio and I'm like, let's just go out. Like, I had music that I loved. That's probably the corniest music by today's standards, but for me it was like the Fat Boys that were all beatboxing and everything. But when I put that on, it makes my soul sing. I get in the car and I'm just in my own zone, right? So finding the things that made my heart and my soul sing and filling my life and letting those things come in as small as like the ride maybe to a commute, and I'm putting on my music and just vibing. And then I grew from that when I started finding more things in my own reflection. What are the things in my life that make my soul sing? And then I filled my life with those things until they filled my day. And every time I'm not feeling like my heart's singing, I put on something that makes it sing. And then I bring out the best in myself, and that's my advice.
Excellent. Thank you. Other ideas, thoughts?
Go ahead,
I think for me personally that I have to learn to forgive, and probably forgive myself as much as forgiving others. I think we're all worthy of love. It's just, unless we can forgive those who've wronged us and forgive ourselves for those that we've wronged, we'll never feel real love, I suppose.
Beautiful.
So looking at the collectively, because I think that's the piece that sometimes we get so caught up in making sure that we're being loved that we forget the collective. And in my little group earlier, I shared Cornel West saying that there is no love without justice. And so looking at this day of love, I wonder about the people who are in places right now where they're not experiencing love from their systems, right? Like the people experiencing genocide or being deported, even though deported's a weird word when you belong here, and the people that are being harmed and trans folks and all of that. And so I think for me, a day of love is, yes, doing this internal work and then also collectively asking, what would justice look like? Because, as we were talking about politicians, yes, we get to do meta, for the leadership and things like that and the people, but those people that are causing harm to others, I think it's also love to say, I love you and others enough to hold you accountable and to bring justice to this situation. And so I think a lot about, what is mine to do in that experience, and how am I making sure that my love has feet on it and that it's not only meditation and sending love out energetically, but also making sure that that energetic love is being actually experienced by the people who need it most. So, and we each get to answer the what is mine to do question for ourselves.
I was going to say that.
Because it's going to be different for all of us.
Absolutely. Tim Head.
So first I would say we don't have to make every day a day of love. It already is.
Yeah, it is.
This love thing is happening. It is what is happening.
Yeah.
So everyone is a reflection of love.
Mm-hmm.
So what Chris said about what she wants to do is a reflection of love. What Jason, is that right? What Jason said is a reflection of love. We get to do what we want in our lives.
Yeah.
And if we want to be a bringer of accountability, we get to do that. If we want to groove out to the beatboxers, we get to do that. I have a perspective that says even the things that are done out of hatred are done out of love. This hate, love, good, bad, wrong, right is the duality of this Maya world that will pass away. and it passes away for us either when we die or if we let it before we die. So we can do that and then live in love. Now, I don't make light of the suffering that people have either. It has its own reality, but it is not the reality. So that's just how I look at it. And I think if we're doing what we want, and we can love ourselves enough to let ourselves be who we are, that support will come. You wanted to do this day of love.
Yeah.
Well, that's just part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that supports us going forward. So I just think this thing is happening. It's just, I'm just sitting back watching it happen.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
What you must have had my script. Because I was going to say that we didn't start this. It's already happening. We're along for the ride with as much or as little as we're invested in doing so. This is our experience. This is our, I don't like the word task, but we get to fan the flames of this movement going forward. This spoke to me 6 weeks ago to do this today. Believe it or not, this is my birthday wish. And it's going to be an annual event, maybe not just here, but internationally. I already have a team of folks willing to help me in moving this forward. This is happening, just like Tim said. It is already occurring. I believe, and Chris and Ryan and I've had this conversation many, many times, that I believe that what is coming up in the world, what we experience, and probably what has come up for me and why I wanted to do this day, was because the world is calling for love, calling for the awareness of love that is already present. So, if you're interested in knowing about me and other things I'm doing, or want to get in touch with me, there's my contact information. Thank you. Thank you for being here and saying yes to love in your own life, and being here to celebrate my birthday. There's cupcakes in the social hall. Breezy's going to, before Breezy turns off my mic, to lead us in the song that's been on my playlist every day since I heard it. Thank you. This song really is instigating in my life, and really the people that go to this center on Sundays know this song. So and this is a sing along.
Testing? Okay. Okay, the wonderful song she has is I Believe. And the words are, I believe in the goodness of you.
I believe in the goodness of me. I believe in the goodness of everybody. Repeat twice. We were born to love, to love, to love. Repeat twice. Then the whole thing through again. And the end is in all creation instead of everybody. So, you get an idea. And I know for sure you know it. Because she sang it a few times, and I know April knows it, and so most of the people that go to the center are familiar with it. So we will see how we do. Come on, stand up and start clapping. Boom, doom, 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 doom. I believe in the goodness of you, in the goodness of me, in the goodness of everybody. I believe in the goodness of you, in the goodness of me, in the goodness of everybody. We were born to love, to love, to love. We were born to love, to love, to love. I believe in the goodness of you, in the goodness of me, in the goodness of everybody. I believe in the goodness of you, in the goodness of me, in the goodness of everybody. We were born to love, to love, to love. We were born to love, to love, to love. I believe in the goodness of you, in the goodness of me, in the goodness of all creation.